Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another closer look at some Criterion releases, as I've got a few sort of ones for my collection. As you know, I'm trying to build up my Criterion collection a little bit, just a little bit at a time, because I said they're quite expensive. They're not the cheapest of films, but they're really high quality, and the level of love that's gone into their products is phenomenal, you know. And I think I've got a massive Arrow video one. I've got a big Second Sight one and stuff like that. But Criterion and Radiance, I'll be doing a Radiance one soon. I don't have too many titles, and I love both of those boutique labels. They are absolutely fantastic. I mean, Criterion started off, I believe, as an American company, and they've got like well over 1,500 movies in their library. I think we've not had them all released here in the UK. We tend to get drifts and drabs, obviously down to copyrights and stuff like that. But I've picked 4 new titles up for my collection, so we're going to have a closer look at them. One you already know about, and that is Carnival of Souls, because that was in my pickup video. So we'll have a close look at that. This one I'm really excited for, called Safety Last, starring the incredible Harold Lloyd. Absolutely wonderful. One of my favourite really early iconic film stars, you know, along with sort of Lauren Hardy. Harold Lloyd was right there with me with Lauren Hardy. I've got a documentary film called Velvet Underground, about the band Velvet Underground. This will probably star Nicole, John Cale, Lou Reed. So we'll have a look at that product. And last but not least, an old sort of 1940s, 50s film called Shock Corridor, which is kind of like a sort of psychological drama horror, if you like. So they're the 4 films we're going to look at today. So let's not waste any time. Let's have a deep down look at these new releases for my Criterion library. So here we are, guys. We're going to have a look at these 4 movies that I've managed to pick up, which I'm dead chuffed to get. Let's start from the beginning one that I said, which was this title here, Carnival of Souls. So we'll have a look at this one first. We'll put these ones aside. We'll open these together. I did tell you that I was going to try and do more sort of videos like this year, just because it's good to see releases, especially if it's something that you're interested in doing, or you do, and some of these titles you may not have, or you may have. So we're going to have a quick look at these before we lose all the sunlight. Of course, I will try and always preserve my Criterion sticker. So this is Carnival of Souls, which I believe is a 1960s horror film. I'm sure it's a British film. No, it's an American film, I believe. We'll have a little look at that in a minute. Just taking the sticker off, so we can pop that right up there, so it doesn't obscure anything too much. So there we go. Very cool. So we'll have a look at this item. Let's put my glasses on. So this is Carnival of Souls, a film by Herc Harvey, and this is 1962, and it's number 63 in the Criterion collection. It's 78 minutes long, black and white, and has a monaural soundtrack in a 1.57 aspect ratio. It says here, I'll give you a tiny little bit of synopsis. A young woman in a small Kansas town survives a drag race accident, then agrees to take a job as a church organist at Salt Lake City. En route, she is haunted by bizarre apparitions and compels her to an abandoned lakeside pavilion. So that's all we're going to say about this story. We will probably review this at some point on my channel. So it's obviously about a woman that's been in an accident, and it's made her maybe see some sort of visions, which we're going to find out when we watch it. So just take out the poster. So it comes with the film. This is a Blu-ray film. Comes with its exclusive kind of this is why I thought it was British. I thought that looks like Brighton Pier. But obviously it's not. It's an American film. So that is the release. So it comes with a poster, which is probably going to have an essay on there and information about the cast. We'll put the poster long way so you can see it. Really cool. Very cool. Almost looks quite zombie-ish, doesn't it? And on the opposite side, we have an essay. Quite a long essay there by Kia Lejanis called "Thinking Like That Don't Give You Don't It Give You Nightmares." I wish they could actually say sentences properly, then I wouldn't just like misinterpret them. And then we have the cast up there. Not a big cast, but obviously it does star Candice Hillegos as Mary, is the main actress in the film. And we have the credits to the film and special information about the transfer and acknowledgements and thanks about this release. So it's pretty cool. I noticed with some of these earlier ones, Criterion tended to do more along the sort of poster with a an essay on it rather than a booklet. Maybe it's cheaper production, I don't know. I do prefer a booklet, but you know, the poster, just because I don't want to keep unfolding it every time I want to read it or something. But it is cool. This is a 12 certification and it's in black and white, so it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm really happy to pick that up. Carnival of Souls. Next up is Safety Last, starring Harold Lloyd. This is 1923. It is a silent movie. This is number 662 in the collection. It runs for 73 minutes, black and white, silent. And I do believe this also has some of Harold Lloyd's shorts in there. 3 newly restored Harold Lloyd shorts. Take a Chance, Young Mrs. Jugs, and His Royal Slyness. So you've got 3 of his shorts, which are about sort of 20 minutes long, a bit like Lauren Hardy's. And it's also got a feature-length documentary on here. So there's a heck of a lot going on in this disc. This is the comic genius in silent star Harold Lloyd. Chaplin is sweet, innocent. Keaton, the stoic outsider, but Lloyd, the modern guy, striving for success. And with this torrent of perfectly executed gap in astonishing stunts, Safety Last is the perfect introduction to him. Lloyd plays a small town pumpkin, or bumpkin, whatever that is. We don't use that word over here in UK. Trying to make it in the big city, who finds himself employed at a lower department store clerk. He comes up with wild publicity stunt to draw attention to the store, resulting in incredible feat of daring do and part of his climb to the success. Laugh out loud funny and jaw-dropping in equal measure. Safety Last is a movie experience per excellence, uncharted by the genius legend. So fantastic. So really, really cool. So like I said, it does have some of his shorts on there, and it does have a introduction and the third genius, a 108-minute documentary from 1989 about Harold Lloyd. So cool, really cool. Love Harold Lloyd. There was a box set out on DVD the Harold Lloyd collection, which had all of his shorts and movies in it. It's just out of print. Just can't really find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere for it. Even if you look on CEX and stuff, they don't tend to have a copy of it in stock ever. No sticker on this, which is a shame. But there we are. That is the release. I like the cover from the iconic sort of scenes from the film. Really cool. It's a PG certification, so it's pretty much suitable for everybody. It does have a book, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Comes with the film on Blu-ray with an excerpt picture from the film. Really cool. Wonderful. So we'll have a look at the booklet. So it gives you the cast. The boy is Harold Lloyd. The girl is Mildred Davis. The pal is Mill Strother. The law is Noah Young. And the floor walker is Weston P. Clark. So that's your cast. Some wonderful pictures here. And we have an essay about Harold Lloyd by Ed Park. Picture of Harold at work there at the at his department store. It's a nice wordy essay. That's very cool. Another great pictures. It tells you about the transfer here, where it was remastered, and the special thanks there. Production notes. I'm trying to see if it tells me on here. Okay, yeah, it does. So it's the new, it's 2K restore, musical score by composer Carl Davis from 1989, synchronized and restored under the supervision and presented in uncompressed stereo. And there's an alternative score by Gaylord Carter from the late 1960s. So you have two audio scores on there to watch it with. I do like it when they do these silent films and they have different scores on there. So that's a wonderful release. Fantastic. Can't wait to see that. So yeah, brilliant. Safety Last, starring Harold Lloyd. Next up is a documentary film that I bought called Velvet Underground. You may notice that it's back to front, the writing, but that is the Velvet Underground for you. So it's got Lou Reed, John Cale, Mo Tucker, Sterling Morrison, Nicole, and Andy Warhol. This is a documentary from, give me the year, 2021. This is number 1164 in the collection. It runs for 120 minutes and it's colour and black and white and has Dolby Atmos, which is going to be phenomenal. So we'll open this up. Actually, we'll just make the slit. We'll read a little bit there if we can. Emerging from the soup of glamour guitar sleaze, a feverish critically that is New York 1960s underground culture. The Velvet Underground music with its once in a, I can't read it because it's getting dark, but it's just going on about how influential the band were and sort of like how they come out of the American sort of 1960s underground music scene. And they were really influential throughout the whole music. So many bands have shouted these out of being influential. You know, bands like from Joy Division through to Echo and the Bunnymen. So many other bands that I love and adore all shout the Velvet Underground out. And I got into them in the 80s. I started to listen to their music and fell in love with it. I thought they were really, really cool. This one does have a sticker. It's a director approved sticker. The director is it's back to front, you see. Is it Todd Haynes? I think it's Todd Haynes. So we're going to try and preserve the sticker if we can. Just give me a second, guys. This one's been it's not playing ball. So yeah, looking forward to this. I don't know if you're interested, if you do like this sort of music. I do have a video coming out on my channel about Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground, going through my releases that I have of the band and of Lou Reed, going through my CD collection of stuff. So if you're interested in that, keep your eye out for that. That's weeks away at the moment, because I'm absolutely way up on with my videos. So cool. But anyway, here we are, the Velvet Underground. Very cool. This is a 4K digital master, approved by director Todd Haynes. It has a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. It also includes complete versions of some of the avant-garde films excerpted into the film. Cool. Let's have a look at the release. It comes with a thick book. I'm not sure the relevance of that, but there we are. There's a disc with the Criterion label there in yellow, and there you got it the right way around. The Velvet Underground Blu-ray. It's just simply called the Velvet Underground. Let's have a look at the booklet. So this is going to be cool. Table of contents. It tells you what's inside the booklet. It's got an essay by Grill Marcus called A Ride on the Velvet Underground. And then you've got bits about the mastering of this film. It tells you who stars in there. Obviously Lou Reed, John Cale, Sterling Morrison, Maureen Tucker, Nicole, Doug Yule. You got who else do we have? David Bowie stars in this. Just seeing if there's any other names that are jumping out of us. Martha Morrison from Sterling Morrison's there. So yeah, really cool. Going to be a great documentary. A Ride on the Velvet. Am I going to review this on my channel? I don't know. I don't know if you guys would be interested in it. I really kind of want to, because I have a big love for their music and Lou Reed and stuff. So maybe. Anyway, we've got another big essay here with some pictures. I think they were around from 1967 to about 1970. Something like that. They weren't around very long, but what they did produce become some of the most influential music that's ever hit, you know, like the music scene. And there we are about the master. Classic picture there. Very cool. John Cale and Lou Reed. Very cool. And it got the thank you and acknowledgements. And it ends with production notes. Very cool. So that is the cover. I think that's supposed to be the cover. But there we are. Cool. So got that documentary to watch and review. Velvet Underground. So we've got one more film to look at. And this one is a Samuel Fuller film called Shock Corridor. And this is from 1963. I thought it was from the 50s, but it's the 1960s. Psychological horror film. I have seen this before. If I remember right, it's about, I think it's about a reporter or detective that gets himself admitted into an asylum to investigate a murder that's happened, and then he seems to get poured into it and starts having treatment and stuff like that, and then he starts to have sort of like health issues, mental health issues himself, and it's a very strange but very cool and very serious, very well acted film. Very cool for its time period. It is a 15 certification, which is quite a heavy certification for such an early film. It's 1963, 101 minutes, black and white and colour, and mono-aural, and it's a 1.75.1 ratio. So, in Shock Corridor, the great American writer, director, Samuel Fuller, masterfully charts an uneasy terrain between sanity and madness, seeking a Pulitzer Prize reporter. Johnny Barrett, played by Peter Breck, has himself committed himself to a mental hospital to investigate a murder and close in on the killer. Insanity closes in on him as well. Like I said, that's sort of like a little bit of a premise. I don't want to read too much because I want to review this on my channel. So we've got some special features on there as well, which is really, really cool. So we'll look at those when we review the film. So just open it. Really looking forward to this one. I had a little bit of money on my eBay, and I was carefully picking what film should I buy. I had a few things in interest. I was thinking about the original Steve McQueen film, The Blob. But then I thought, you know what? I've seen that quite recently with The Lad, but this I've not seen for a number of years. And when I saw it, I thought, they've got Shock Corridor on Criterion. And I was a bit, but wow, because I've not seen this film for many years. Many years. I saw this when I was quite a young lad, when I was in my late 20s, you know. So I saw it, so you're looking nearly 30 years ago, I think, now I've seen this. So yeah, when I saw it, I thought, yeah, I've got to go for that, to be honest. Where can we put that sticker? Should we pop it there? There we go. So that's really cool. So I thought I'm going to pick this up, because although The Blob would be cool, and I will pick it up at some point, I wanted to get a title that was, I thought that's going to be different. And because when I saw this online, it was the last one at HMV. Said last one. I thought, okay, I need to grab it. So again, it comes with a booklet. Oh, I haven't given you a number, this one. It's a really early one, number 19. Wow, this is an early release for them. Just says Shock Corridor there, but the disc is nice, really nice. It has a little bit of a noir feel to it as well, in the sense the way it's sort of filmed. But it's really, really cool film. So here's the book, Shock Corridor. Excellent. So we'll have a little look through this. So we've got there the contents in there, we've got the chapters, we've got the cast. Like I said, it's got Peter Breck in it. Very cool. We will go through all this when I review it on my channel. We've got an essay here. Some sort of pictures from the film. A very lengthy essay. We've got another one here. This is Samuel Fuller on Shock Corridor. So this is an interview with the director about the making of the film. If I remember right, it's primarily based on 3 characters in the actual asylum, and you hear some sort of different stories from them all. Very cool. And we go in there about the transfer. It's a very eerie, creepy film, and quite disturbing for its time, I think. And there's your production notes. Very cool. So that's a great release. Very cool. So that is a closer look at my latest additions for my Criterion label. We've got Shock Corridor, we have the Velvet Underground, we have Safety Last, and of course we have the Carnival of Souls. So there we are, guys. That is my new sort of additions for my Criterion collection, which is going to be really nice. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of these. It's difficult to know where to start because it's all cool. But if you've noticed something, I am slightly venturing out of the horror when it comes to Criterion, because Criterion they don't have that too many horror films in their collection. They still have a couple more I want to get, Cat People, etc. But they don't have too many in their collection. But they do have some very interesting films that border the line of horror, like Shock Treatment, which is going to be really cool. And obviously having a documentary about a band that I adore, wonderful, and having the absolute genius of Harold Lloyd in my collection at last is fantastic. Yes, it's only one film, but it has 3 shorts on there, so I feel like, you know, I've got something there for my collection, so that's absolutely wonderful. So they're going to go in. Now it's getting a bit dark. I was going to do another couple of videos tonight because I was going to do a Radiance one, because I've got a few pickups from Radiance, and also a complete unboxing of a release on its own, a special collector's edition. But I've not got the weather for that, so I'll have to try and do that tomorrow. But there's a Radiance one coming. It's going to be similar to this, and the unboxing of that box set will also be similar to this. So keep your eyes peeled if you're interested in those. I'm not going to tell you what they are till we get to them. But yeah, these are pretty much all horrors. Massive shout out to my lad. Oh, whoa. 1 minute before I go. I want to give an extra special shout out to my dearest friend Gary. You all know Gary. I've spoken about him many times. He's someone I've known since my early years, 30 plus years at least. He sent me another movie, a gift from my collection, from my Arrow collection. He sent me The Good, Bad and the Ugly on 4K. Now I've got an old box set called The Man with No Name on Blu-ray, which has the trilogy in it. But to get one of the movies in 4K gifted to me for no cost whatsoever, you're going to think, wow, that's just so cool. I'm so dead chuffed. Thank you so much, Gary, mate, for this. I can't wait to get into watch this. I probably won't. I don't know if I'm going to review it on my channel, because I think I might have already done it. I'm not sure, because I watched them with the lad. But yes, he gifted me. This arrived in the post. I think he said there was a mix-up or something with Arrow Video, and they sent him out another copy. So he had 2 copies, so he sent me one. You know, which is really kind of him. He could have returned it or traded it in or sold it, but no, he said, I'm going to give it to my mate. And thank you so much, brother. You know I always appreciate anything, and thank you so much for your kindness. I want to give a special shout out to Popcorn and Horror as well. It's a great channel. He's been a bit quiet lately. I mean, that's why I don't really recommend him too much on my channel, because he sort of disappears for like a few months at a time, and he hasn't put any content out. But lately he's been putting a bit more content out. So go and check his channel out. It's a really good channel. He's a huge horror fan, but he's a bit like myself. He will indulge into other genres of movie. He has a more open taste than me. I'm very blinkered, I suppose. I do love other films, I do, but the thing is, it's like, if I have the money and there's a chance to buy a film from a genre like Western or comedy, or there's a horror I've not got, I'm going to the horror. It's just the way I am. Anyway, thank you so much, Gary, and a massive shout out to Popcorn and Horror, and a massive shout out to my lad again. See you soon, guys.